Challenger. And this is a matchup where I think they can do some damage. Let's see what they can do. T-side Vertigo.
My rebuttal to that is how good it actually is the second best team, though. That's where I draw the line. We'll have to wait and see.
First best team just, disbanded Cloud9, so. Pace, Kylar, first kill, and okay. Listen, just give him a little bit to warm up. They're slow starters. We saw it first mouse. PZ maybe has something to say. All right, this guy was pretty sharp with it. Okay, he didn't have a lot to say. It was more of a mumble.
To be fair, what can he do in that situation? He's in a 1-on-5. He grabbed one kill, and, he got his one, as the kids say, in all of my pugs. The issue you've got here is just there's so many players, and lack of utility obviously is a little bit difficult on pistols anyway. But as you said, look, BNK, I'm just going to call them the Kangaroos. Bad news Kangaroos, against Mouse, they struggled. You said that. They weren't very good to kick off both halves, so this is par for the course. Let's see what they've got cooking. Well, not a lot, but it's fine. It's pistols. Lucy, it's okay.
Yeah, that's just how it starts. Don't worry about that one. Round it off. Now the real fun begins, all right? The Roos are going to be armed, tooth and nail. We don't need to see the replay of this one, guys. It doesn't make anyone happy seeing that.
Makes Hades happy.
Kills.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of money for Kylar, so he can drop an AWP over potentially in the future. Obviously, it's going to be the bonus here for ENCE. They're going to keep all their SMGs. They're going to try and go toe-to-toe with the AKs. 3 players starting B as well. A lot of space being taken by dycha, but check out ADDICT. He's got a lot of room in mid, and they're not currently aware of this. They're basically in spawn.
Yeah, and check this, right? So PZ is going to be the late mid presence, and if he gets spotted, you have no clue. Oh, they've eluded perfectly. Oh, the Goofy spotted. Goofy commed it. PZ's been spotted. ADDICT comes back, and he still finds the kill. And Brace, yeah, he's walked through. Kylar's feeling the pressure, pinned in. They still need to get past him, get the bomb up, and there's a push through mid. A big play being made by Glaive, who is spotted and has to dance up the ladder. Kylar is staying alive, staying kicking. Needs some more, but can't get it done. Overwhelmed. The bomb to be planted. They know where Glaive is. dycha's rotation expected. Glaive tries to push through a smoke, and no hope for him. dycha gets one. He needs 2 more to make this clutch happen, and it's not going to happen. Bad news Kangaroos on the board with their first gun round.
Really good play as well. They take the space in towards mid. They take that risk as well against ENCE, where you hear a lot of the utility. ADDICT's almost serving as a microphone in towards middle, hearing all the flashbangs rain over, and just takes that chance. And that's exactly what Bad News Kangaroos need to do, especially in moments like this. Just have a gut feeling about the way the round is playing out and be unpredictable. The timings were fantastic, and sure, it gets calmed over by Goofy, but by that point, it's too little too late.
What a cool round to pull out as well for your first gun round, right? Like, no defaults, no just grouping anywhere. This is straight out the gate. An aggressive, ballsy call, and it works out perfectly. Now they know that they've got ENCE in an uncomfortable spot. And you can see they've got 2 players mid. It doesn't mean that if this ends up being a B play, there's a lot of presence that can defend.
Yeah, if you're PZ, you're just going to want to try and feign enough ramp pressure to... Well, that's a fantastic start. Grab a kill, get out of there, force a rotate, but ENCE aren't budging. And that's because of this good space that Hades got towards 51. He doesn't really need to move. Goofy's moved closer. That Molly's missed, which is a little bit unfortunate. Goofy can remain rooted.
That's so unlucky. It would have been the perfect Molly. They're faking out a B kit though, and it's kept a lot of presence over here. Hades, lucky. He's got an info. I think he might have even spotted the bomb. The CT start to swarm back on over to defend. 1-for-1, ADDICT able to get that crucial trade and a second. ADDICT is doing it all, and he might just have to. He's on the bomb side, getting run down by Goofy. It's on to hazr. From up above, he's dinked down to 1 HP. And it's not a nice dream that he finds himself in. dycha taps the bomb, forcing hazr forward. Can't find the kill. Goofy with the 4K. BNK can't get that one done.
They're posing problems, though, and you're right. If that molly lands on Goofy over at B, they start to pose a real question. And even despite the molly missing, the space taken by PZ, getting the opening kill creates this pathway for Bad News Kangaroos to walk up and take all the space. They group together. They make sure it's not a solo adventure anywhere for these players scaling and taking the control. So at the worst case scenario, there's a trade guaranteed. ENCE a little bit stronger when it comes to closing the show. But all right. I see it. They are cooking a little bit here.
Yeah, they're playing confidently, which is exactly what you want to see. You know you're a fierce underdog. Bryce wanted to scale further, but the Flames keep him at bay. There are a lot of T's on this ramp. Hades is hunting for them. He might be in trouble, though, because Kylar's playing quite a passive position, and if they root around, they might be able to catch him. Yeah, they do. PZ with the Tech 9, Brace with the Galil. Glaive tries to step in, only good for the one. And Goofy, who did a lot in the round previous, talking about being a hero, doesn't push the smoke, and that's a good call. Damio was holding for it. You can't go for this, surely. Want to save these weapons. And that's a great little hit onto the A bomb site.
That was pretty disjointed from ENCE, as you mentioned, where Hades was so exposed. It felt like Kylar with the MP9 couldn't properly swing around the corner and help him out. Which just leaves him exposed, and he just hangs around for a little bit too long. Playing aggressive, hoping that someone from the T side would jump up and fight the smoke. So that's a sucker punch. Now the money's not in a great state of affairs here for ENCE, because these rounds have been pretty close over the last couple. 2 rifles, but the resultant force behind it will be what? MP9s, pistols. It won't be
Bad News
great.
Kangaroos getting all these bomb plants has just allowed them to have pretty compelling buys into every round. And that might be enough to break ENCE. They win this one. Yeah, 3 MP9s around these 2 rifles.
Up on PZ as well. He's actually setting up the flashbangs for his team to go in towards the B stairs. It is armed with 2 players from ENCE, and they're actually getting quite aggressive. Goofy dropping utility. Will that cost him? No. Turns at the flash. Goes straight into the fight. dycha will finish off 1 kill. The nade as a result. Doesn't quite deal with Dymo. Now he needs to back off. They got good space in here. They just need to pop. This is the moment where Bad News Kangaroos need to go into this B bomb site.
The dycha is forced off the angle, and they have sent forward the utility to execute. Damio just basically needs to be the bait here, and he does fall. dycha playing behind defaults, and Glaive swinging forward, sets up DR for the kill. PZ, the only one remaining. 2 players on the outside. The smoke first is his. Chance for a clutch. Flash forward. He's going to escape from the situation. Both CTs are here. And he has a lot of time to work with. Looks like he's just going to walk towards A, which at the moment, completely open. ENCE are just going to stick towards their B plate because he's just going to gamble that that's the call. And he's made the perfect read of it.
Been very good in these clutches, hasn't he? Yesterday against Mouse, now today against ENCE. He's getting aggressive. He wants to take the fight straight to them. Not sure if he's heard the rotate. Not checking this elevator angle, but timing eludes ENCE. He's right behind them here. Maybe not the right weapon for the job, so swaps to the sidearm. He can hear them. They're being very loud. PZ lines up the first. Kylar now knows his position, but time's running out. No kit. Kylar's just got to stick it for 10 seconds. This is perfect for PZ. Swings. Can he knock him off the defuse? It's going to be close. Knives out. Kylar just about gets it. Robbed right underneath PZ's nose. But what a fantastic try. But him dying. Oh, him dying really hurts.
Dude, that was such a sick clutch as well. Like, everything was perfect. So, you know, the way he played it. He had the exact read on what they were doing, gets the first kill, but the smoke on the bomb is brutal. And I guess the issue there is, you know, it's really easy to, you know, sort of throw some criticism at someone, it lets a 10-second defuse happen, but it's because PZ is planted in a non-standard position, right? It's so hard to find where the player could be standing, because if it's default, if it's right side default, which is often a position planted for elevator, you kind of know where the CT has to be. Where he planted it, the CT could be in a 360 around that spot. And his round here doesn't start good either, with Kylar catching him through the smoke. B&K, they want to take this one. Just pounce on B.
Good trade. But yeah, again, it always feels like there's an MP9 for ENCE just stepping in and guaranteeing at least a trade. This one feels a lot cleaner for the CT side. And it feels like that clutch being denied by PZ might have knocked the wind out of some of the sails here for B&K. Hades locks it in. A tough showing. And yeah, again, what we are seeing, which is what I thought might happen, is that everyone from ENCE is stepping up. This is a team effort.
Yeah, I feel like PZ's going to look back in that clutch and he's going to be feeling bad, because that was a swing round. And now that you've lost the follow-up, back to the Glocks. Perhaps going to split onto B. ADDICT feigns the presence in mid. Baits out a bit of util. They've been trying to test this B bomb site, but more often than not, ENCE get the information on A that no one is kind of threatening it early, and so they always have this 2-1-2 setup.
By having that second player on B as well, you can almost use Glaive as sort of the pivot to help A if needed, or just lock down mid. It feels like it's quite fluid in terms of which player is going to go and help out which site. It's always a first responder. Minute drained already off the timer, and a lot of utility has been expended at the hands of ENCE, so secondary objective complete here. For the Kangaroos, they're just hoping that they can now put the bomb down, but it's going to be difficult to get past dycha and Goofy.
And dycha has been really solid. He's got the information, so that's going to allow Goofy to play off him. 1 kill. That's all it's going to be. dycha holding strong. And it's on to 6.
And now with this pause and with the guns becoming a familiar feeling again for Bad News Kangaroos, I do want to see them putting more attention in towards mids, because that's where they got that success in the first instance. But also, just by keeping players trapped towards the middle of the map, it also is going to inherently make them root onto their bomb sites, and that means you can always have these unfair advantages towards one area of the map. It feels like they've been getting a lot of space and a lot of respect over towards A ramp. ENCE have been playing it pretty aggressive at the start, and then they fall away once their utilities dwindled a little bit. They're more than happy to kind of set up in these crossfires. So that's the room. It's just whether Bad News Kangaroos can put themselves positionally in a scenario like it, aggressive from dycha, and even dropping the molly. No access allowed in middle.
A very aggressive posturing from ENCE on A as made B&K fall back. Didn't even really show presence either. They just sort of stood behind the smoke, didn't really spam it or throw nades. So for ENCE, that's information. The idea of information. And their response is to set up Goofy aggressively. Run boost over. Goofy has heard that. Nice flashbang forward to get aggressive. Doesn't actually spot anything until he sees a foot. But the trade's fast, and with dycha falling, that's given space onto B. ADDICT hears Glaive on the rotate. He's looking to catch someone, but they're actually not committing. It looks like potentially going to head back. A little disjointed. ADDICT tries to get active, and he falls. Hades Jiggle doesn't spot anything. But all 3 Ts group up on A.
I like the idea as soon as you hear Glaive rotate, you're trying to create that space in towards mid. And if you get Addict in the back lines, then that could definitely be good intentions, potentially, for Bad News Kangaroos. That being said, Hades now sees all of this utility. He's playing retake. Glaive and Kylar are on a very long flank, so bomb potentially can be committed. Delay with the molly. They've got to stick the bomb here, and Hades can spam. If he denies the bomb, that's pretty much round over. Can't get it done. Oh my goodness me. 2 HP's the difference. Bomb now committed, but PZ and Damio are in a really difficult spot.
Hades is playing it perfectly, so he just sits back. Let the flankers activate. And found success. PZ is not going to be ready for the second player on the flank. And that was, I mean, a little bit unlucky for hazr. I think he made the right call to swing onto the player spamming the bomb from elevator. I don't know how.
I agree.
He doesn't get that kill. That feels like that should be his every day of the week, but Hades able to adjust the spray, find that one. Demio might live, but barely. And the fast flank, double layered, is enough for ENCE.
It 100% was the right play. I like the ideas, though. Like, Bad News Kangaroos, they got a clear idea of what they want to do in these rounds where it comes to sort of making ENCE full victim to kind of their standardized defaults. We've seen a number of rounds now in which ENCE have double pushed in towards the B stairs. That gets punished. A 2-for-1 feels really good. If you're the T side, this time it's just an injection of pace out towards the A ramp. Molly is preventing them access up close, so it's Brace out far near the sandbag, trying to grab a kill. But ENCE are pushing mid again, employing another mid flank.
Yeah, I like the different variations they're showing on the CT side. They're not afraid to kind of go for a bit of information gathering. I think especially when, yeah, you've got all this space, it becomes very one-dimensional as to what B&K are up to. So it's going to allow them to have a pretty solid layering of defenders here. Goofy goes for the full flank just to clear 100%, but no one is present. Brace is full blinded as he scales up. Kylar gets a double. Glaive is still hanging about. It's an elevator smoke, so he's got space to work with. They can't deny the bomb. He just goes for the spam, doesn't connect it. But Glaive, now able to swing, take that first fight. hazr is stuck behind the bomb site, not able to adjust onto the angle. A double from Glaive leaves it onto PZ, and this is not a good position to be in. The AWP is holding him down and strikes from above. Even a smoke for good measure. There's no one that's going to be stopping that defuse.
It's so difficult to deal with this as well if you're Bad News Kangaroos, because the experience that ENCE have got, they'll just be able to keep pulling out these variations, and where there are only slight differences, they're ultimately achieving the same thing. Double pushing towards mid throws off the scent in the mid round, and rather than pushing down the ladder and going for that A ramp, this time the variation is going in towards B, guaranteeing it, getting the third rotation. dycha can then go towards A, and then you set up already in a boost. The flashbangs were perfect to stop the push. Enter in flow state.
All right. 2 rounds left in the half. 4, an achievable goal. A B hit. Goofy swings, can't hit the shot. Oh, Brace has barbecued his mate. That's no shrimp on the Barbie. That's Damio. But PZ finds a big kill to dycha. So that's going to allow the bomb to be planted. Kylar's trying to fight forward. Smoke's everywhere, but he still found a kill before he's traded immediately. B&K have been great on these fast trades. And that should be enough to set up the round. It doesn't look like Hades or Glaive want to go for this, at least not immediately. I'm going to pause for a moment and see if there's any aggression given over. Glaive is hunting for some sort of entry. Flash forward. Swing comes off it. That's given him the way in. With Hades falling, this clutch is running out of time, running out of juice, but the kill is found. And maybe he can just defuse it. Another smoke lands, and there's a chance. Taps the bomb. The spray is perfect from ADDICT. No ninja this time.
Yeah, well done. Really well handled by B&K. Going for that B pop, but making sure you've got the utility, just littering the bomb site. Of course, this is even with a team kill thrown in the mix. but ultimately it doesn't matter. And what's good about this afterplant as well is that they take a lot of space just beyond the bomb site. They don't confine themselves just to have the stairs and site. They've got generators. They've got to push it towards CT. They're locking off the rotations before they can even arrive. Hades not happy with how that previous round went. Doesn't want this to be a conversation piece. Wants this to be a lot more easier for the Polish squad. Has a deep nade, but it's Kylar up high, just taking a peek and looking at yellow. Now we'll actually just commit to it and nearly finds both.
Well, listen, they've equalized the amount of rounds they got versus Mal, so it's only up from here. And up goes Addict. No, not Addict, Brace. Sorry, they're both capitalized and it was a little pixelated on my screen. Anyway. Gonna reroute to B. Dycha's close by. They've always had this double layering, and they don't necessarily be prepared for both. Goofy just goes aggressive. Gets his chunky little HE over the top. And they have to consider fighting forward. But it reveals both of them, and that's enough for dycha to strike 9 at the half for ENCE.
Serious right now. What's going on?
What do you mean?
How you feeling? You know, you seem like you got a serious vibe about you.
I'm feeling alright. I was ill before the tournament, so
recovering.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess ENCE as well is in a bit of recovery at the moment. Results haven't been the best for you guys since, I guess, qualifying for the major. So can we expect things to turn around here at Pro League?
I mean, yeah, we've been working hard. We've been trying out new stuff. We'll see how it goes, but it should be fine, I think.
Okay. Still expect you to win in Vertigo every single time?
Of course, always.
The home map. How do you feel about your home map being the most hated map in the map pool?
I mean, I hate it as well, so it is what it is.
If you're going to win on it, you're going to win on it. All right. Also, we had the CS2 update with Dust 2 getting added and Overpass getting removed. What do you think about that?
Not a big fan. I never liked Dust 2, even as an OPA. And the fact that they haven't changed anything on it and they bring it back to the map pool is weird for me, but it's Valve things, you know?
Some good showings from Bad News Kangaroos, but ultimately it's ENCE's defense and them being so dynamic that gave them a massive advantage heading into this second half. A blockbuster defense now sets them up for a potential pistol win and an easy cruise onto their map pick and nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, for all the praise I was heaping on BNK for their gun rounds and Mirage, it's not translated necessarily here. Although a lot of the ideas have been good. It's just some of the execution and sticking the landing that's hurt. But still a chance to bounce back. Pace, up A, spotted. dycha is going to fire up a shot, let them know he's here. I think I'm just going to go straight onto the site. There are 2 HEs for the Ruse, so they can try and disrupt this plant. PZ is pushed back. ADDICT worried about the scaling, and he should be, because Kylar is getting up close. And that is actually going to deter the HE being thrown, so the elevator smoke works to their advantage.
There's a gap in it. I'm not sure how much they can really see. Okay, it's over the top. They're fighting this. They just want to take the fight straight into CT, and that completely disrupts the flash. And in the blink of an eye, ENCE have completely destroyed that retake effort. And that's all down to the call-in. Taking that fight in towards CT. You know the elevator smoke's going to fade. You've seen the HE. There's probably going to be another grenade. So they fight forward. That flash is never going to blind them. That's so sick.
And another round where blowing the HE just doesn't work out for them. Come on, guys. Let's get 4. We've got to improve upon the effort yesterday. Forced into this one, which goes one of 2 ways. Which I guess is how all rounds go, really, when you think about it. So, what a stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
Why even talk? I'm just going to state the obvious. I mean, that's what a play-by-play caster does. You just read the kill feed, state the obvious.
1 minute 19 now. Oh, now it's 1 minute 17 because I can't talk fast enough to count things down. hazr, brace, 5-7s on B. That's not ideal going up against AKs. It's a very literal cast of round 14. Smoke nearly blows the smoke, but it doesn't quite. Kylar now making holes in it. Yeah, shush.
Nice try, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Go stack A, which is actually, it's the call. All the Ruse have assembled in the paddock. A few loose. Oh, a few being let loose. Splash-a-bangs forward, looking to fight, and the second one goes deep enough, but doesn't hit Hades. So he's able to cover off his teammates who were full white. And, yeah, this is going to be a tough one for hazr and PZ to pull back. But still achievable. We've got 2 players that are a little low. Oh, it's very achievable. It's on the Kylar, the only remaining member. PZ has hit a double. Kylar's made noise trying to run past. hazr's heard him and, oh, comes back for the fight, the tag. It keeps hazr at bay. And Kylar has just enough time. It's going to be down to the milliseconds. But he's going to get the plant. And now all the advantages are with him in this clutch. hazr picks up a Mach 10, and Kylar has the perfect read. One shot will do it. And it doesn't matter where it lands. It's ENCE on 11.
Where did those shots come from, though? Just instantaneously through the smoke. That one really felt achievable. That's the mind games. I thought the flash play was a really good idea, but again, we speak about execution, and BNK should have pushed further forward, take the fights on towards ramp with the first flash. That commits ENCE into that fight, and then the second one's supposed to go behind them and completely blind the T side. Instead, they're a little bit delayed. PZ trying to now get tricky with it again, but in fact, just takes the fight. That'll be to his detriment. Fun little boost going on here. Triple stacked. Hoping to get a player if they start to walk their way up gap.
What's keeping Brace on here? What are they?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out.
Okay, it works. That's 6. I don't really understand how it worked. I guess maybe the second player was far enough to the right that he was not moving. Because obviously, you know, if you know Counter-Strike, you know that you can't stand on top of a second player's head. You just start to slide everywhere. So
sometimes the first players currently.
Yeah, well, they said they fixed that, but so I don't know. Cool boost. They made it work. That's all they really are probably going to get in this round. Hades is going to live with barely anything. Damir is looking for any exits. This is going to be 12. Should have picked Mirage, boys.
I don't know. I still like the fact that they have picked Vertigo.
I don't.
Just, well, not now because of the result,
Yeah.
but just the fact that they were not kind of deviating from their game plan is more what I mean. Obviously, this has not gone the way they anticipated whatsoever.
Yeah, you know, it's a technically correct decision, but in reality, it ain't it, Chief. And you got to remember, you go up against ENCE, who have the 9 core, who were 30 odds for the longest time, until they weren't. But, you know, in terms of teams on Vertigo that you don't want to go up against, you know, that core of players is going to be very well versed in any little tricks you pull out.
Yeah, this is always going to be just super tough. Potentially final round of play here. If you're dropping the molly. hazr. Oh, does spread. That's a little bit unfortunate. Has to fall back just a tiny bit. ADDICT is still here, though, and if they're proactive about this, if they take the space immediately back away from B stairs, this would be perfect, because now you can then free up either hazr or ADDICT to move somewhere else. Is there pushing towards ladder as well? There is. Brace has just made it down. There's going to be a massive gap here for ENCE in mid.
Beautiful from Brace. Whoa, less beautiful. He just come down there, so thought that was his escape route, but he's kind of done his job with the double kill.
Yeah, but look at dycha.
Yeah, but he was being accounted for a moment. hazr was looking that way, but turns. So it's got to be ADDICT, and he can't get it done. So despite the heroics of the Brace push, it's now looking like PZ and Damir have to pull off a 2v3. And the odds are not in their favor. It's 2 M4s and a piece of utility, not a kit. And dycha, well, he is dealt with. So comes even. Goofy is going to slot in close by the gens. Can't find the kill. Leaves it to Glaive. Time ticking on down. He's playing around white box, not spotted yet. And there's swing as a double unit, and it's enough. Bad news, Kangaroos stay alive. And hey, a 4th on the board. Already better than what they did against Mouse.
Yeah, true. That retake was really well played by them. And not so much so from ENCE. Everyone just swings. They're completely isolated. It's always a 2-on-1, but that's the beauty of playing that retake the way in which BNK did. Just making sure that they are together. Make sure that they're guaranteeing these trades. All set up by that Brace double. You feel like D has got it back with the space he's been generated in towards mid. So they are alive for one more. Now the question is, how many can they get? Don't say 8.
Eight.
Hades on the AWP. No sniper for PZ. That's going to move and be a little bit more mobile here. 3 players over towards ramp early. Same for BNK. Head-on collision potentially at the ramp. And Brace. Oh, we'll find 2. That's fantastic. That denies all the A space.
Another double from Brace. Pivotal in these 2 rounds, but they still need to stick to the landing. Player advantage. ADDICT has a nice line if Goofy does push through here. They boosted up Brace on A to get information, so they'll know that no one's coming that way. Thing is, if ADDICT falls without getting a kill, it leaves hazr in a very uncomfortable position, so ADDICT needs to stand tall. A wide swing gets the trade. Finding wide might be enough. Oh, not quite. That's a huge kill from dycha. Both him and Brace twins in health pools. This gets a little funky. And it's going to disengage. Drop down. I think Goofy and dycha would swap weapons in this position.
It feels that way, but at the same time, dycha's not a massive fan of the AWP. Might just feel like he can hit the insert. This is a great push right now towards Gap.
Yeah.
Demio could potentially shut this down. Are they going to consider him? Yes, they are. Not the cleanest connection, though, on the sniper. Demio's got to be careful, though. dycha's low. It all comes down to this, but he's being ran down, split upon by 2 players. And now Brace, who opened the show, now needs to potentially close it. Nade is good, should deal with dycha, but Goofy on the angle. At deep range, Brace might just stick it. Currently can't find the bomb, lost in the smoke. Hoping to be able to find something. Goofy by the sandbags, staring at Brace's position, but Brace goes back in the other way, off the bomb. Quick switches out, Brace locks it in, and there's enough time for the defuse. BNK grab back-to-back rounds in a row.
That was the worst 1v1 I think I've seen in a long time.
They did it!
I didn't like that from either player. That was, what a wacky 2v2. Demio kind of flubs it a bit after he gets legged instead of killed when it should have been a freebie. He's absolutely bricking it as he's trying to survive between 2. dycha gets blown up by Brace, so it sets him up, but couldn't find the bomb. If he just been able to find the bomb, he could have probably just diffused it without issue, but well, he catches Kylar switching. No, Goofy switching. And yeah, we'll take it. 4K for Brace. He's, like I said, kind of been pivotal in these last 2 rounds, keeping B&K in this. And it ain't over yet.
What a force in this.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
2-stage loss, going for double AK scout. Okay. ENCE feeling confident they can close it.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. Let's see it.
How do you give a team away back in, though? You know, unnecessary
True, because if they lose this, suddenly the economy's broken. You're heading them up to like 7 or 8.
ADDICT this time.
That's one of the AKs.
That's in mid, very aggressive. I think he killed him at the top of ladder and his body fell down. Surely he didn't make it all the way through and then peered down ladder to get that kill.
No, I don't think so.
Uh-oh. Hazr.
Hazr?
Oh, almost 2. A lot of damage done, but it sets up Brace. Finishes the job on 1. Kylar is low. B&K find themselves in a favorable position despite Hazr not getting a kill. His damage is massive. Okay, yeah, it was at the top of ladder. Thank you, observing. Enjoying the cinematic angles we've been getting as well. A's the play. Well-timed smoke means that they have to walk up the ramp, which ADDICT is holding. Then you do have Demio ready to strike if needed. Nice angle from ADDICT, gets 1. Demio gets the information on dycha's position. They're not finding a way through. This force by looking like it's going to fall flat. Demio swings for 1, can't trade it out. dycha does get that kill back. But a 1v4 required from him. Cops a nade. And they're playing this one passive, sitting back, waiting for the first contact, and it's ADDICT with a triple in the round, and 6 for BNK.
They play that well over towards A as well, especially with the smoke towards Gap. Obviously, Demio makes a decision to sit within it, but ultimately you still got the chance of the crossfire. First kill's actually just on the ladder. Brace has been fantastic. I've been really impressed with him. He's obviously had a really tough time. Last time this team was out on on Vertigo against Mouse. Maybe just think of Mirage all the time now, Lucy. Shot for PZ, not connecting. Pistols for ENCE, hoping to potentially give B a shove.
Well, it's going to be pretty tough for them because there are a lot of folks here. for the Roos. Miss flick. But there's hazr. Oh, beautiful triple from hazr. He has a go at it. I should have saved that for a better moment. Oh, we'll just pretend I didn't say it. We'll bring it back when he gets a cool play. All right, ADDICT with the final 2. Only losing 1. So the economy builds for the Roos. They can't afford any mistakes in this journey.
That's nice, rather than the fist bumps. Well, apart from Damio, just a little half shoulder rub.
Yeah, only mates get
And
the rub.
hands.
You gotta. He's only just joined the team, so they're not at rub level yet. Just fists.
Yep, both hands when you win the map. Smoke thrown for deep yellow. I like that idea from PZ. So the smoke lands and you can just peek in towards ramp. And he blows it open. He doesn't see anything, but Damio has been a menace in trying to get down and just play all within these smokes. And he will push at the moment of contact. Has to be a bit careful not to be tucked up against this wall because it is really common for nades and also spam. And that'll send him scarpering a little bit. PZ is still occupying the control here. And this overcommitment in towards A at the moment means that B is slightly more vulnerable. Will this nade land on hazard's position?
He's going to move forward, so no. Double mollies. Just trying to flush out some of the common cheeky pauses, but hazr perfectly eludes. PZ now has a look down, sees nobody. hazr does get caught by dycha. And with the molly, that's actually forced PZ off. He has to drop the smoke so he can't get aggressive. ENCE can start to take control, knowing that the defense will have to split up. ADDICT has kind of slotted into where hazr was, but he's spotted. Oh, now he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Brace has to step up, sees the bomb, but can't find the kill. Waiting for this next swing. All events grouping. Goofy catches the mid lurk. This might be the final moments. Brace gets 1, but he's being hounded. They're pushing up the gens, and it's all onto PZ. Bomb to be planted. Goofy is holding his position. And it's not quite going to be it. Goofy finds the kill, and ENCE will take Vertigo.
Yeah, they will. It was very close right at the very end. But a good showing still from BNK. ENCE close it over the line, and they are one step closer to sending BNK down to that last chance qualifier.